Welcome back to the channel. Today Eric and I are going to be processing 35 beautiful Copper River Red Salmon, also known as sockeye salmon. These are a very prized fish in Alaska for their flavor. They are amazing. Eric and I have had the pleasure of dipping them twice now, and we definitely agree that the flavor is superior. Being in Alaska, we have had many fishing opportunities, so we have been able to try salmon fresh out of the ocean, and honestly, it's all good. It's always all good. How could you complain when you're eating one of these fresh? So these ones in particular, though, they are highly valued because they travel so far up a river that their bodies actually have more fat on them when they make that journey. Hence, they have a little bit more flavor when you're actually cooking them. We found that these ones are amazing for canning because of that extra fat. We don't add a lot of extra ingredients when we are canning our fish, so these fish are awesome for that process with all that extra fat. We're gonna be doing lots of things with this fish today, so we have got our work cut out for us and we've got to get started.
We got plans for these fish. Canned, smoked, fillets, steaks, all kinds of good stuff. We're gonna do something a little different that we don't usually do. It just sounded really good to me with this particular fish. And we're gonna do like some bone-in steaks. This is gonna be awesome. And I'm gonna throw a couple on that skillet right there because we're getting hungry. So let's see if we can do this. Oh my gosh, there's that red. That is so red. Okay, it's got him right there. Oh my gosh. So we got home last night at midnight, slept for a little. We're still recovering from this trip. I got everything unloaded. We got our little stations planned out. We're really excited for this fish. Every time you go on a fishing trip, you're not guaranteed to get the fish. So the fact that we went down there, got 35 salmon, and we're back here within 36 hours is just amazing. So we got this thing cleaned out. Let me show you what I mean by cutting some steaks out of it. All right, I had to switch knives there. This bigger one here worked a lot better. But that's it right there. Beautiful. That's so good looking. So we're gonna do like the big section of the body. I'll get a few of these. These we're just gonna freeze and just be able to pull these out of the freezer and eat them. And then this bottom section here, we're gonna just fillet this kind of like a regular salmon, and we'll smoke these ones.
All right, we're gonna try this. It is super hot. It's super moist. It's really good. You can, like, it's like fatty almost, like oily. That's good. Eric's gonna have to have a bite of this for sure.
All salmon that we catch here in Alaska is really good. It's all just like a tiny bit different though. And like we've said, this one is just fattier. It actually has like a fatty, oily flavor to it. And this, and those steaks like that is awesome. This is so cool. Bones in there though.
Oh, thank you.
Felt bad for you. Okay,
Oh no.
oh yeah, look at that one.
Personally.
Hey. We've got quite the system here. This one is like carcasses. Probably gonna use it for dog food and chicken food. We have the little steaks, the bone-in ones we're putting in there. The salmon eggs are going in here. We have fillets that didn't turn out as good, or the ones I cut the steaks out of, the little tail piece. Those are in there, so those are definitely getting smoked. And then in this one, we have the fillets that are just real perfect and nice looking. Those will get frozen, and then the ones that we don't freeze, those will also go on the smoker. A lot of people out on the Copper River, they'll go out and catch their fish and they'll clean them right there. They'll take the fillets home with them. They'll throw the carcasses in the river. Some other animal will eat them. We do not do that because we like to use a lot of the fish, mainly because we have animals and they get to enjoy this salmon with us. All of the fish we have processed so far, I think we haven't done that many. We've done like 8 or 10. Every single one has been a female. So we've gotten eggs from every single one. Arielle pointed this one out. She said, I think that one's a male. She's usually right. Let's see. Yeah, he's got that hook nose. Looks like a male. Okay. You're right, Arielle. That's a big male.
Sometimes the males too have that more bump on there. Not like this right here, like a hump almost. How many you got in there? Just 2 fish so far?
Looks like we got 9. We got a nice big fat one here. We're gonna try something that we haven't done, and that is gonna be smoked bellies. So I'm gonna fillet this thing like I normally would, all the way down to the belly. I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna take nice like 1-inch thick strips off of each one of these fillets, and that's gonna be like a nice boneless piece of belly meat, and we're gonna hang that in the smoker tomorrow. That's it. That's a piece of belly meat from a pretty big one, and what we're gonna do in the smoker is hang our little sticks in there that we use to smoke the hooligan, and we're gonna smoke them just like that, and that is gonna be Copper River Red smoked belly meat. That's gonna be good.
This one actually has a nice belly too. It's small. All right, I'm giving it a go for a little. Usually I am the salmon scraper, and that's just where we run this spoon along and get the extra meat on the carcass for like burgers or patties. Honestly, we'd like to leave a lot of meat on the carcass, truthfully, because this is going to be made into dog food, and if I were to strip it of everything, then I wouldn't have any nutrients for my dog. So this is gonna be cooked down for them. Eric and I often have a little bit of a debate between processing salmon. We both have our own like way to do it. He's definitely done a lot more than me, but we get really good practice here getting to fillet a lot of salmon. There you go. I think it looks pretty decent. Everyone has their own way to process salmon, of course, so a lot of that actually really does come down to what you're going to use the fish for, what kind of cuts, but we predominantly use like a nice fillet like this. Look at the fat. There's so much extra fat. Look at that. What a gorgeous fish.
I know, isn't
it's
it?
so delicate. Like
I love the
you can
tail
just tell
piece.
by the tail.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I gotta get
Perfect.
that bones off you now.
This is gonna go in the smoker and the canner, so
It doesn't matter.
those ones are fine. Think about this one. Get some bellies off her or some steaks? We got
I
enough
don't
steaks.
think we need steaks anymore. I think fillets or bellies. It's up to you. I don't have that many bellies. That's a nice one for bellies. Two more fish.
Didn't realize how sore my legs were from hiking up that hill until now. But it is about 11 p.m. We got a late start today. We didn't get started till like 7 o'clock. And that is a wrap. That was 35 Copper River Red Salmon. We've got them all iced down in different buckets, and we will see you guys in the morning. On the smoker, as of right now, we have our smoked salmon how we usually do it, which is nice big fillets. We'll smoke them, we'll pull the skin off, and we'll just can the meat. And this next little bucket here, we're gonna do a little different. We're gonna leave these ones skin on. It's pretty good. These are gonna be real good. Got enough room? Okay, we got some pepper. All right, those look really good. We salt and peppered these ones outside of the smoker. Since these ones I'm actually gonna hang on our little sticks that we got in the smoker. They're gonna sit down a little bit lower. Let's get these ones on. Let's salt and pepper the stuff that's already on there. And I think we're ready to fire this thing up.
7 more.
How many more you got?
2. Nice, extremely very heavy one for you.
Well, I am gonna guarantee that that is the most beautiful smoker I have ever seen in my life. Let's fire this bad boy up. Two separate little things going on here. So these are the bellies and these are now brined. We did brown sugar, heavy dose of salt. Rinse those off in maybe like a half an hour to an hour, and those are gonna go on the smoker. Over here next to me, we have lox. So that's just a nice, beautiful salmon fillet, heavily coated with salt. We're gonna cover that with something and we'll stick it in the ice chest for a couple days, and that'll be ready to enjoy.
Well, it was a wonderful day until it was not. Everything was going so great. We were all excited about our timing and everything. And I wanted to get a little shot of our smoker when I noticed that it was bellowing a little bit more than usual. I notified Eric. He took off the top, not the top, but the front, and there was a massive fire. So he immediately reacted and like squirted it down, not the fish, thankfully, but the fire, got that under control. And we actually surprisingly made another little bit of a mistake. We thought our fish would be fine that we cut into strips when we put them on the sticks, but they're really heavy and the fish is really delicate and moist when it's fresh like that. If you cure it first and then put it on the smoker, you know, it firms up a lot. We should have done that because some of our fish had fallen, just a little bit of it, not damaged. We were able to clean it, but it kind of just like ruined the ambiance of our day. So we're getting cleaned up.
Well, that was a fiasco. I'm not gonna lie. So I think what the problem was is I pushed the fire back a little bit too far. I didn't want it right underneath the little strips that we had hanging, so I pushed it back a little too far and it caught the back of the smoker on fire. But we got everything taken care of. We pulled some of it off, so we are gonna run 2 batches on the smoker. No big deal. This salmon, because we're gonna can it, we usually don't smoke it for more than a couple hours. So this first batch is actually almost done. And we got the bellies here, and I just rinsed off all the sugar and salt. And they are looking beautiful, and they firmed up a little bit. And these ones we are gonna hang on the little stick. These ones should hold together just fine.
Beautiful. You see that?
Yeah, it's really
dripping.
juicing. Yeah.
Look at that. It's dripping. It's like constantly dripping.
That's why these ones have so much juice in them when we
Oh my gosh.
can them.
They're beautiful.
Look at the skin. Awesome. Great job. Beautiful.
It's good. It's really good. It's really delicate. There's a lot of flavor.
Good with that salt. I'm extremely surprised this fit in one bucket.
Okay.
That was more than that. Oh yeah, that's done. Looks good. Smells delicious. I can't wait to try with those bellies. This is all done. They look really good. This is my first smoked salmon belly. Oh, wow. That tastes like chicken. Try that. That's absolutely delicious. Is that not like weirdly good? Well, it is another late Alaskan summer night. So we're gonna pull these off and we're gonna get started on our canning tomorrow.
This is our dog food. It is all ready. It's cooked down for a whole day. It's nice and broken down. There's still some really nice chunks of fish in there. The dogs are going to enjoy that. We're going to get this jarred up and put in our freezer. I saw an eyeball over here. There you go. We ended up with 52 jars of beautiful dog food, or chum as we like to call it. When we make these, we make sure to fill up just below the shoulder of the jar. We don't want that to freeze and expand and crack the jar. These are going to be going in our freezer. We cooked them for a few hours, so there's no concern with parasites, and the bones are super soft. Our dogs do eat raw salmon too in the winter. Sometimes we have extra fillets that we'll give to them, and freezing them for a period of like a few days to really 2 weeks is honestly the best thing you can do to make sure there are not worms in that salmon. We're gonna get these over to our freezer and jar up our salmon.
Jarring up the salmon. We're keeping it simple. We got garlic from last year's harvest. So it's pretty old. This is the last of our garlic. We're gonna put herbs. We have all different kinds. Oregano, dill, tarragon, thyme, parsley, all kinds of good stuff.
We're wiping our jars down with vinegar. We're gonna get them lidded and banded. And we have 2 full pressure cans so far, which is awesome. That's 32 jars of beautiful Copper River smoked salmon.
Thing of beauty right there. These are gonna go inside on the stove and we're gonna pressure can them for 100 minutes.
Well, our salmon is all done. I guess it's not actually all done because we have one more round to do. This is the salmon that we left the skin on and it turned out beautiful. It looks awesome in the jar. We've got to do another round of those. After we pull all these out, we made some fresh breadsticks. We're heading back outside and we are going to make a special dish with those bellies that we smoked yesterday. We're in Arielle's kitchen tonight, but first I have to figure out how to turn on our Camp Chef. I think I remember. Okay, clearly I don't. What do you do? Oh, there's a trick.
Spark it.
We're ready. So this dip is very simple. We're starting with some of our garlic that has been frozen in olive oil, but it's not cooked. Yeah, it's raw, so I'm gonna cook quite a bit of that. More garlic is better. We're on to the bellies and they are awesome. I can't even really put words into it, what it tastes like. It has so much fat and oil, it almost tastes like a different type of meat, like pork or something. It's really odd. It's the most flavorful salmon I've ever had, ever, to date. It's delicious. I'm just gonna remove the skin and break this up for our dip. Look at this one, it's a real belly piece. In my kitchen, I stay very organized. I eat while I cook, and I leave my stuff on high and I turn my back. Right, in this goes, and then we are adding some kefir cheese. I'm gonna have my assistant chop up some parsley and chives for the top. See the oils coming out of the fish. This looks amazing. I was anticipating this. All those oils from the garlic and the salmon are just making themselves known. So let's put our topping on there and we're gonna dig in. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try the first bite and then Eric's gonna get to try it too. It's pretty good. It's good. I mean, what more can I say? It's delicious. I tend to smell my food before I eat it, and I could taste this one before I ate it, and it's good. I really love kefir cheese. It's kind of like cream cheese, but a little more sour. It's like sour yogurt, I guess, but it has a good consistency, and the salmon is incredible, of course.
It's crazy. A lot of hard work went to this fish. That dip, it's one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. I'm not just saying that. We're pretty much done with the salmon. We caught it, we preserved it, it's in the freezer, we got it in jars, but we have one more meal to eat, and that is the lox. So I think we got one more day on that. We'll see you guys then. This is good, Arielle. Look at the oil from that fish. Our lox is done. Went for 2.5 days. I've never had lox, and we're gonna do it the way that most people do it. We're gonna do it on a bagel with cream cheese, red onions, and capers. Arielle made us the most delicious sourdough bagels this morning. We had a neighbor gift us some capers. We're ready to go. Let's put one of these together.
This looks fantastic, and I think it has a lot of like significance to us. I didn't actually dip net all these fish, you did, but it's just a really special fish, I guess. That's what I'm getting at.
Looks amazing. How come you got the top piece?
I smelled onions or capers right away.
See if I can get
I think it's
by
the
this.
capers I'm smelling. It's the capers I'm smelling.
That's a really good combination.
That fish is a little bit salty. I think it's a pretty good time to leave it.
Oh my
2
gosh.
days. I may leave it for just a hair less, and it'd be a little less salty. But I do like how firm it is.
The combination is amazing. Let me try just a piece just by itself so I can really get a taste for the fish. Oh yeah, that's salty. I think it's good. I think it's perfect.
I think it's good.
It's
I think
great.
It's good. I've had lox before. It was good. This is great.
The whole package. Out of this world.
I know I probably said it before, but the trip was amazing. It worked out in our favor. We got these wonderful, wonderful, awesome fish. I personally love bringing the whole fish home, and I like that they can really be useful for us, not just for our food for a year, but also, you know, down the line of the dogs, the chickens, and even, you know, into the garden too sometimes. So that's really significant for me. We ended up with how many jars?
40 jars of canned salmon. We have
Gorgeous.
the steaks, which we're really excited about. Those are vacuum packed in the freezer. Really excited about those ones. And then all the fillets. We did a ton of fillets that we cut in half, and then we vacuum sealed those.
Got some extra belly meat.
Those are frozen. The belly meat, that's frozen. And 35 fish might seem like a lot of fish. It is, but this is our food. This is our meat. We don't go to the grocery store and buy meat. What we got here is what we got.
We have a little jarred salmon left from the previous season, which is awesome because it's carryover for us, and we have actually been eating that pretty consistently. So this is now our like new replenishment. So I'm really, really happy that that trip worked out, and we have this lovely, lovely, very fatty, oily salmon. I gotta hand it to Eric because these are awesome, and we wouldn't have these fish if it weren't for you dip netting them, since I only dip netted 2.
Well, it was fun, and we are gonna make some more because these are delicious. We'll see you guys next time. You got that onion right there?
Yeah, my onion. I don't want to say my favorite part is the cream cheese. I'm sorry, my least favorite part is probably the cream cheese, but the cream cheese breaks because the capers and the lox are strong. The bagel's really good with the flavor.
I'm really glad we got the capers.
Yeah, they're good. They really are.
I'll put a little more on mine. How much do you think it would cost if you bought this at a restaurant or a bagel shop?
At least $13. A Copper River though?
13 bucks?
No, like lox normally on a bagel. I don't know, Copper River upwards. 18?
Oh my gosh. I'd buy it for $18.
I borderline think that's almost perfect. I could take it a little salty or a little firmer. I could also take it a little less salty, but it would be less firm, which I don't like. I like firm and minimal salt.
So you're saying it's perfect? If you could take it either way,
Yeah.
I would say that we nailed it.